Welcome to the Big Three Show on 101.7 The Herd. I'm Nathan Schwartz, along with Spencer Turrentine and Ian Banky, talking about some baseball topics on this Tuesday morning. Ian, the Orioles and the Royals, obviously two of the worst teams in the MLB. Who is destined to be worse for longer, Baltimore or Kansas City?
For sure. Both are in the cellar of the league, but I think the Royals are going to be back to at least league average faster than the Orioles. They started the rebuild earlier, obviously, having the number one pick the year before the Orioles. So they're in a position to rebuild faster. I think they've already got more talent in the minor leagues. Orioles still shaky in the pitching staff, pretty much shaky everywhere except for Trey Mancini, Jonathan Villar, Hanser Alberto, really. And John Means, starting pitcher. So Orioles have a lot of work to do. So did the Royals, but I think the Orioles are a little closer. The Royals actually a little closer to at least having a little bit success in MLB.
Spencer.
Yeah, obviously Orioles and Royals have one of the worst records in the MLB. Royals just won a game last night, but it wasn't by much. It was by 2 runs. But Royals, their pitching's fine. We need to work on their batting. Their batting averages are at an all-time low. And then the Orioles, they're, like you said, Ian, they're shaky everywhere. Their pitching's okay. They need some positional work. Their batting averages need to come up. That's my take on that.
And it's shocking that two teams that were both in the ALCS played against each other in 2014 are both in the state right now. Orioles 21-51 on the year. They play Oakland tonight. And so we'll move right on to our next topic, the best player in the National League. Personally, I believe Javier Baez is a sleeper, but is the best player, the Cubs shortstop. He's hitting for average. He's hitting lots of home runs, driving in runs when they need him, and the Cubs are winning. And that's basically all you can ask from a shortstop in the MLB now.
Well, obviously Baez is a great player, but I like Nolan Arenado in the Rocky Mountains. He doesn't have much help like Baez does. Baez supported with Rizzo, Bryant, everyone else in that Cubs lineup. Arenado doesn't have all that much help, but Arenado's hitting above 300, well above 300, hitting for power, near 20 home runs, has 60-plus RBIs. He has speed, and he obviously has a great defensive glove over there at the hot corner. So that's why I like Arenado over there at third as the best player in the National League. National League is stacked. Just take a look at their All-Star roster right now. But I like Arenado as the best player in the National League.
I would have to agree with you, Nathan. Baez, his baseball IQ in general is fanatic, and it seems to be any situation he finds himself to be in, he can overcome it or find a way to work around it.
It seems like we have a caller, Spencer. You want to take that?
Yes, I will. Hello, caller.
What's going on, guys? I'm a big baseball guy, and I'm so excited about this year as Christian Yelich and Cody Bellinger have been going head-to-head in terms of the National League hitting crown. I really think Bellinger might be the best player in the National League as he's exploding onto the scene this year after having a fairly productive career thus far on what has been a more successful team than the Brewers. It just seems that Yelich had some crazy success last year. Is this Bellinger's year? I'm asking you guys. I think he might be the best player in the NL.
Cody Bellinger is obviously one of the best rising stars in MLB. Took the league by storm last year. Christian Yelich also for the Milwaukee Brewers. He's going off this year, over 20 home runs. I guess you could say that Bellinger is the piece that could take the Dodgers over the top. But I think Javier Baez, honestly, has a higher upside. Bellinger's more of a power guy. And honestly, Bellinger could be sort of turning into a Chris Davis, I could see eventually, hitting for more strikeouts and a low average than what he's doing right now.
I wouldn't go that far. He was hitting 400 well into the season, but he's still young. A lot of things could happen there. And another thing is that he plays first base. You don't have as much potential there with the glove as you do as other positions like short and third, like Baez and Arenado. That's why I like Arenado. He's the complete player, much better defensively. Of course, it's kind of apples to oranges comparing third to first. But Arenado has that defensive intangible that a lot of players in the National League don't have.
Would have to agree with you on that, Ian.
All right. Look, we're going to go to a commercial break, but stay tuned on 101.7 The Herd. We'll be back with more topics after this. We'll see you then.